guys, you're welcome to my channel. This is Rich Carlos. If today is your first time, kindly subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video I did about motherhood. That was the physical aspect. Today I want to focus on the spiritual aspect of being a mother or a parent. But please don't say, why are you not speaking to the men? I am particular about mothers. I know that men are also supposed to stand in the gap, but I just want to focus on the women today. Before you go judging, are we the only ones to pray? What of the men and all that? Nobody is arguing the fact that both the father and the mother are supposed to pray and intercede on the life of their children. Now, I want to tell you something. 2020 January, when I woke up one morning, finished praying, and I read the scripture, Proverbs 10 verse 22, that said, the blessings of the Lord make it rich and added no sorrow. So I was now thinking, I just started my journey with God like a year ago. So I now asked myself, which blessing is God talking about? Because as for me at that particular time, I felt there was like no blessing around me. When I went to work, I went to the office, I got on a call with a friend of mine, and we just talked about pregnancy. And I told her, it's even true, I'm even late in my period, I think 2 days late or something. She now said, go and check now, go and check, maybe you're pregnant. Immediately I heard there was a pharmacy that was close to my office. I just went, I got this PT strip, and I went to check, and I found out I was pregnant. And immediately God said, this is the blessing I was talking about. Now, why did I say this thing? Most of us don't know that having children are more spiritual than physical. Before you have a child, you know when the Bible said to Jeremiah, before I formed thee in your mother's womb, I knew who you were going to be, that kind of a thing. Most of us just think that having a child just has to do with, having sex and bringing a child to the world. That is all it is. Or trying to prove to our village people that we are not barren, that we are fertile. No, it's deeper than that. It is highly spiritual. Before any child comes to this world, let me tell you something. There is a meeting that goes on in heaven. God decided that your womb is going to bet the answer to a particular problem. That is how it is. It is as serious as that. Ask God, question, who did you put inside of me? What is the calling of this person? Who are you sending forth? Tell me more about this person. Tell me the name of the child, even down to the name of the child. You don't just pick names at random. That one is a topic for another day. You know the way God chose Mary to carry Jesus and birth him, just that our own has to do with a physical intercourse. But it's still the same thing, that there is a need in the world, and God is sending this child through you to this world. Personally, I am still learning and understand what it means to be a mother. You're not here to prove that, you are fertile, or you're not barren or something, or you can do matching outfits with your kids, which are very cute. I do that with my children, but it is a lot deeper than that. You having a child means that you're still warding over a whole human being. As a mother, you cannot just live an anyhow life. It's a ministry to even be a parent. To be a mother is a serious ministry that you should take more serious than anything. Most times, the devil has the knowledge of these things more than us, and that's why he goes ahead of us to attack. God has really helped me to understand what it means to be a mother to some extent. Let me say something. Before the devil can have access to your children, he must first of all have access to separating you and your husband, bringing conflict between you two. It can just be a little worry. You might just think it's something ordinary. You are having issues with your husband, you're fighting, you're not talking to each other for a week, for 3 days, for 1 day and all that. You don't know it's the devil that is trying to create access, to have access to your children. Let me say something. The devil is done with our generation. No. And you know he is a very patient person. What he wants to manifest in the next 15 years, he's already programming it in the lives of the children that are being born now. That is why he's more patient than us. Whatever he wants to happen in 15 years to come, 20 years to come, he's already programming it in the lives of the children that are born now. I found out that the period that I will have little conflict or little issue with my husband, maybe we are not in agreement with something, is always a channel for the devil to strike my children, either with physical sickness or something. I can't go deeper into this. I don't want to tell you the things I have experienced, but I want to tell you something. When you're having issues with your husband or your wife, don't think about yourself. Take pride aside. It is not about you. There is something that want to have access to your children. You can't allow the devil to win over your children. You can't. God has opened my eyes to see that before the devil can access your children, they will have to access you first. So most of the battles you're fighting, most of the malice you're keeping with your husband is not about you, it's about your children. The devil want to have access to them. Because what I ask myself when things are going bad, if I'm not comfortable with things in my marriage, I just talk it out. I am not going to keep quiet because I know that if I keep quiet, things are going to go wrong. When I have little issues with my husband, God will tell me to start praying for him. Like, who wants to pray for someone that has annoyed him or her? It's not even normal. Like, why will I pray for him? Even if I want to pray for him, it shouldn't be a good prayer. But God will mandate me to start praying for him. From praying for him, then he opens my eyes to see what the devil was already planning or what he wants to do. I am not talking about abuse of any form, physical abuse, domestic abuse and all. Please, if you're in that, I am not subscribing to that. Now, this is not about, am I the only one to pray? Can't my husband pray? Is he not the father? Yes, but even if he's not praying, you can pray. Even if your wife is not praying, you can pray. Let there be somebody standing in the dark. You can't open a door. You can't give the devil access to your children. You can't take your children for granted. It is more of a spiritual work than a physical work. It is more of a spiritual battle than a physical battle. You know when the Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but the battle we are seeing is coming through flesh. That means something is behind it. So you thinking that you're having issues with your husband, he's not understanding you, you're not understanding him, you're not on the same page, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. Don't you think that something is influencing that and trying to have access to your children? At least for the sake of the children God has told you to steward over, find a way. Take your pride aside. Nothing, you won't die. Take your pride aside. Swallow your pride and do the work. Stand in the gap. A lot of times that I have issues with my husband, and God will tell me, go and apologize. I'm like, excuse me. I will even narrate the story for God in case he missed some parts. You saw he did this, he did that. Like, and you're telling me to go and apologize. Like, how? Those times are always difficult for me. But I want you to know that you have authority over your children. For you to be the person that God trusted to birth these children, you have authority. It is what you say, that is what will happen. It is what you allow, that is what will happen to them. If you permit the devil, if you give room for the devil to have access to them, then I am sorry, you have failed. Don't think about yourself. Whenever I am in a situation that I don't really understand what is going on in my marriage, I'm always running back to God. He has my whole details, of course. I'm like, God, what should I do? So even if he tells me go and apologize, when I'm the one that is supposed to be apologized to, I want to do that. I am not doing it because I am weak. I am not doing it because I don't have pride in me or something. I know what is at stake. I know that the destiny of my children are at stake. Yes, it's as serious as that. And I wouldn't want to, at the end of the day, God will tell me, what did you do with the children I gave you? How did you raise them? And I'll start telling him stories of, no, he got me angry. He's the one that caused it. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't even know why I'm talking about my marriage. I just want to bring something to life to you. Raising kids is more of a spiritual thing than a physical thing. Forget all these things we do online, they are beautiful. All this God when we do online, my ovaries, they are beautiful. But do the work inside, do the spiritual work. That is where the work is. You need to stand in the gap every single day. I pray that God will open your eyes to understand what it means to be a mother. I pray that God will open your eyes to know your calling, to know the kind of ministry God has given you. I am not saying this for you to come and be arguing. What of the men? Are the men not supposed to pray? It is left for you. If God will show you what he has showed me, you won't even make that argument. I am not saying men should not pray. Men should pray. A woman, you're supposed to pray. Pray for your children. Pray. Stand in the gap for them. Don't relent. Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will never depart from it. Do your part and allow God to do his own part. You can't entrust everything to God. Can be like, it's God that takes care of children. Yes, it is. But you need to do the work here on earth. That's why he sent them to you. You can't just play around it. It's not done that way. I pray that God will open your eyes to see that it's not about you. The devil is done with our generation. He has started programming the children that are born now. If you allow him, so why will you allow him to program your children? Stand in the gap. Stand in the gap. Stand in the gap. Don't open the door for the enemy. I will tell you something. Whenever you have issues with your spouse, put pride aside, both man and woman, put the pride aside. Reconcile for the sake of the person God has given you, for the sake of the children God has entrusted in your care. It's a loophole that the devil wants to access. Is a crack that the devil wants to penetrate. Once you're facing this way, your spouse is facing the other way, the children are empty, they are open to anything, they are open to attack, and anything can hit them. You might not see it now, but later you start seeing it. So please, this is a call for us not to leave our children empty, for us not to leave them naked, for the devil to have access to them. I pray that God will open our eyes to see these things, and I pray that God will help us to just stand in the gap for our children, to keep pride aside, to keep whatever it is, anger, unforgiveness aside. I will see you